equity mate.
I will say this about investing. Everything you do learn is cumulative. What I learned at 20 is useful.
Equity.
Welcome to another special episode of Equity Mates, where we are searching for Australia's next top trader. We're a podcast that breaks down the world of investing from beginning to dividends so that you can hopefully make some returns. My name's Bryce, and as always, I'm joined by my equity buddy, Ren. How are you going, bro?
I am excellent, Bryce. We are 3 weeks into this competition, and I am loving it.
Loving it. 3 weeks in, we're flying along. It's been a great 3 weeks. Halfway mark. I'm keen to see who we're going to send to the New York Stock Exchange, flights and accommodation included. I'm sure that there are some people out there who think they have it in the bag. A lot can happen in 3 weeks in the markets, so stay strong, stick in there. If you haven't made a trade yet, we would certainly suggest that you get going. Dip your toe in the market, don't be afraid. So get cracking.
Or, sorry, before you go on, if you haven't signed up and you've just found this episode, you still have time. You can still sign up.
Oh, absolutely. We're letting people trade right up until the last day. If you happen to double your money in the last day, then maybe you could be the one going to New York. So it's never too late. Just get in there and have a crack. So let's chat about today's episode, Ren, all about volume.
Yes.
Volume of our headphones?
No, the volume that you yell at your computer when you're losing money on a trade?
Yes. The inconsistent level of volume between our episodes and audio quality.
All right, we've committed to keeping these 10 minutes or less.
Yes, true. So let's get stuck in then. We're talking about volume in terms of stocks and how you can apply it to your trading and investing strategy to hopefully benefit your returns. And what we're going to discuss today is what volume is, how it's used, and where you can sort of find it in terms of your stock charts and apply it. So I'll get stuck into it, Ren, and then throw it over to you. To get started, well, let's answer the question of what volume is. And to me, volume is a measure of how much a stock has been traded in a given period of time, or how many times that stock has been bought or sold over a particular time period. So essentially what it is saying is how many stocks have traded hands, let's say, for example, during the day, and gives you an indication of the demand, both selling and buying for that particular stock. Very simple. That's pretty much all there is to it in terms of understanding the basics of what volume actually is.
Yeah, nice one. So to then understand how it's used and how you can use it to win this competition. So in a nutshell, trading volume is an important technical indicator, and it gives traders, and it allows traders to confirm a trend or a trend reversal. So essentially, it's a good indicator that if a stock price is going up or down, whether it will continue to go in that direction or whether it might stop and plateau or even go back the other way. So how do you use it? Essentially, if you look at stock price going up and you see that more and more volume is being traded every day, that's a good indication that the trend will continue, because more and more demand is rushing in as the stock price goes up, and you expect that demand to keep the price going up higher. On the flip side, if the stock price is going up, but you see demand going down, and especially if you see volume going down, and especially if you see volume fall below the sort of average daily volume for a stock, that's a good indication that there's not a lot of demand as the price is going up, and it's likely that the price will stop going up at some point soon, and the trend will probably plateau, or it may even reverse. It may go the other way and start going down. Now that's if the price is going up. The exact same logic applies on the reverse if the price is going down. If the price is going down and more volume is happening day after day, it's a good indication that that trend will continue because there's more and more sellers that are selling as the price gets lower and lower. So the supply is increasing. Similarly, if the price continues to go lower and volume drops away, it may be an indication that people who were willing to sell don't want to, or the price is too low, so people are stopping buying. But it's an indication that the trend may stop. So really, in a nutshell, that's how you use it. You use it to sort of understand if the movement in the price of a stock is going to continue or it may stop.
So that's an understanding of how you can use it, but let's talk like practically, Ren. Where would I go to actually find information on volume, and is it just one number? Is it visually represented? Is it on a chart? Where's the best way for me to really look a bit deeper into this so I can determine if it's going to help me trade or not?
Yeah, so it's listed in most of the places we get financial data these days. So like your classic example is Yahoo Finance, and it has the volume metric and an average daily volume metric for every stock. So you can have a look there. I'm looking now, and Facebook trades, between like 20 million times a day. Its average is like 23 million shares traded a day. So you can jump on there and you can see. You can also go onto the New York Stock Exchange or NASDAQ website itself, and they'll tell you the trading volume for any particular stock in a day. Where would you go to get it?
I would do the same. I mean, if I use ComSec, for example, as brokerage platform, they have it in there. And I think it's worth pointing out that not all charts, Ren, have volume displayed on them as a default down the bottom. And so you would need to apply the volume overlay onto a chart if you wanted to see what the volume was doing for that particular time period. So that's something worth noting. If you can visually represent it on a chart, it's not always a default setting. Yeah.
So people probably it's a good call out that if people jump on Yahoo Finance, there's the stock price chart that everyone is probably familiar with by this point. But right down the bottom, there's a whole lot of columns that they actually indicate the volume of trading for the day. So you may not have noticed them before when you're just looking through Yahoo Finance and you're focusing on the share price, but you can actually see the volume down the bottom. And you can see that spikes in volume usually correlate with a spike in price. So take that for what you will, but the information's there if you're not sure where to look.
Yeah, it's really interesting looking at how the volume correlates to the price, and it really demonstrates what you were explaining before, Ren. So jump onto, we would say, sort of Yahoo Finance for a good visual representation. The charts there are set up with the default of having volume down the bottom, and as Ren said, they're represented by a whole bunch of coloured bars or down the bottom. And you can really see the days or the hours or minutes, whatever time period you've chosen. You can really see the difference in volume and then have a look at how it corresponds to the price movement. So I think that's probably about it from our point of view, Ren. You can go into a bit more detail, but I think that's all you really basically need to know from a beginner point of view when it comes to volume.
Yeah. Now go out there and win the competition and your flights to New York.
Equity Mates and the people appearing in this program may have positions in the companies mentioned. This is general advice only. Please speak to a financial professional to understand how it may pertain to your individual situation.
Equity, man.